Hello everybody and welcome to the Embassy of Ireland in London. A cóide, Céad Míle Fáilte roimh go léir agus beannacht lá éile pádraig. On our National Day, I extend the warmest of welcomes to our British friends and to our Irish community for whom the UK is home. Together with my wife, Aisling, and my colleagues in the Embassy and our consulate teams in Cardiff, Edinburgh and the north of England, I'm delighted to have this chance to wish you all a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Despite the challenges we have faced over the last 2 years, St. Patrick's Day is still an occasion that brings us together in a spirit of community and connectedness, a spirit of solidarity and generosity embodied by the contribution made by so many Irish NHS and frontline workers during the pandemic, of whom we are deeply proud. That spirit of solidarity takes on a new and very shocking dimension this year as we reflect on all that is happening in Ukraine and the terrible conflict that has been unleashed on its people. This St. Patrick's Day, our Ukrainian friends and neighbours in Europe will be at the forefront of our thoughts. Ireland stands with you. The Irish community in Britain stands with you. Our St. Patrick's Day events this year will be in person as well as online. We are very glad to have the opportunity to again gather together British and Irish friends. Our two countries are each other's closest neighbours. We share bonds of family, culture, language, as well as much history. This St. Patrick's Day, I look forward to celebrating the very best of the neighbourly ties that characterise this diverse, complex and ever-evolving relationship across the Irish Sea. To begin our proceedings today, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Prime Minister of Ireland, An Taoiseach, Mr. Micheál Martin, TD.
Thank you, Adrian. I'm delighted to wish our friends across the United Kingdom a very happy St. Patrick's Day. Our National Day is special for Irish citizens and diaspora of all ages across the United Kingdom, and I hope you and your loved ones take the opportunity today to celebrate your unique identity and heritage. Beannacht Míle Fáilte pádraig ormh go léir. A very happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Tá áthas orm a bheidh caint le bhanmh thar ceann mhuintir na hÉirdean, agus lá le pádraig á ceiliúradh going in ngár is a géin. Gach áit inar féidir leo, tá ár mhuintir ag ach cheangail leis an bobal má gúrd, ár bobal ag ach cheangail le na chéile, agus éire ag ach cheangail leis an domhan. Mar sin féin, tá scá ár geiliúradh imlíne leis an déan leathas agus rial dlí fí bhagart. I'm delighted to be able to speak to you today on behalf of Ireland. Our celebrations this year are tempered by the reminder that democracy and the rule of law can never be taken for granted. And so, this year especially, let St. Patrick's Day be a moment to recall and to extol human fellowship, empathy and solidarity, true values of a republic. For let there be no mistake, this is a decisive moment for democratic freedoms and values everywhere. 100 years ago, our country was taking our first decisions as a sovereign democratic state. An early act on the international stage in 1923 was to join the League of Nations. Multilateralism and international cooperation has shaped who we are from the very start. In 1955, we joined the United Nations. 3 years later, our service as international peacekeepers began. Ireland today has the longest unbroken peacekeeping record of any nation in the world. Peacekeeping is a proud tradition ingrained in our culture. 50 years ago, we voted to join what is now the European Union, a union formed in the ruins of war to create unbreakable bonds of peace across Europe. Our European Union membership has added new rich layers of identity, of belonging and of solidarity. And so, on this St. Patrick's Day, I say with confidence on your behalf, we reassert our unequivocal commitment to democratic and humanitarian values by standing with the people of Ukraine. We again declare our unshakable support for the rule of law. We are one with the people of Ukraine. Their freedom is our freedom. Their struggle is our struggle. Friends, Acharda, after 2 long years, we are emerging from the COVID-19 pandemic. We have learned a lot about ourselves. We know we are resilient. We've also seen how much each of us depends on the other. We are facing new challenges, but we will face them together and we will prevail. Our people are reconnecting with their communities. Our communities are reconnecting with each other, and Ireland is reconnecting with the world. That spirit of connection will guide us in the coming months. I believe that Irish people everywhere will respond to what is happening in Ukraine with the same energy, compassion and conviction that we have showed during the COVID crisis. We will be tested economically, personally, institutionally, but we will respond as a proud member of the community of democratic nations and as citizens of a republic. I would like to take a moment to pay a special tribute to Irish people across the world for the manner in which you have faced the pandemic. Ireland is immensely proud of how our people at home and abroad responded to the crisis with humanity, selflessness and generosity. Our healthcare workers, our aid workers and our peacekeepers all represent our country with great distinction. There are countless examples of our diaspora reaching out the hand of friendship and of care to the more vulnerable members of our community during difficult times. For that, I thank you. Over the past 2 years, the richness of Irish artistic output has kept alive a flame of hope, a welcome reminder of human potential when we felt most powerless. Ireland salutes you all. And now we're all called upon again in a new and terrible crisis. Together, we will rise to this challenge and the other great environmental and security challenges that face the world. We will work in unity to protect and restore international law and the principles of the UN Charter. We will redouble our efforts to ensure peace and stability across our European neighbourhood. We remember those we have lost in the pandemic. We will honour their memory by strengthening our bonds of community and implementing real change that reflects the important and often profound lessons we have learned. Ní neart go cur le chéile. There is no strength without unity, a sentiment that has a special resonance at this time. We stand together and we stand with the international community of democratic nations. We stand for a better world and we stand against autocracy and oppression wherever they appear. We stand with Ukraine. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, Taoiseach, for those reflections on Ireland, our solidarity with Ukraine and our values as a nation. Last October, we held a very special event here at the Embassy, Other Voices London Calling. It was a wonderful evening of music which celebrated the musical connections and conversations across these islands. I am pleased now to introduce a piece from that evening featuring the brilliant Michael McGoldrick and an array of very talented musicians. As music often does, I hope it brings some solace and joy on this St. Patrick's Day. Thanks, Michael and friends, for that delightful musical piece. And thank all of you who have joined us on this St. Patrick's Day. I hope my colleagues and I have an opportunity to meet many of you in person over the coming days. For now, a happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. Banach di na féile pádraig oribh go léir.